In this week's video we find a couple of epic park-ups, one next to Dunkery Hill in Exmoor where Sue takes up extra cleaning duties, and another, Ashclyst Forest, a muddy affair but loved by the dogs. We also discover a unique feature of an old canal. But first, welcome to our channel. We are retired couple Kath and Sue and have been travelling in the UK and living in our motorhome for the last 2 years with our furry companions Archie and Fudge. This freedom has taken us to some epic spots with magnificent scenery, and there is of course more to come. Good morning! So when we left you last week, we had actually just arrived here. Sue has found this fantastic park up. We're actually in a car park called Webber's Post, and the nearest big town to here is Minehead, but here we are in the hills and the woodland. So actually most of this is owned by the National Trust. Now the car park last night was brilliant. It was so quiet. I think the last car was there by about 5:30 and then everything was gone and we were the only peoples all night. But even during the day it was never very busy. I think the maximum that was ever in there was 4 or 5 cars, or people coming out for a walk or walking their dogs. Now the important thing is, let me take you back to yesterday because we found a lovely little walk. Well, we found this magical little place. It's actually quite windy today, but we're like in Dingley Dell, and there's no wind down here, not to speak of anyway. It's really pretty. This is a truly lovely walk. There's a whole series of little bridges that seem to crisscross this river. So you're actually walking up the river valley, which is surrounded by high sides and trees. And it's just really quite magical. And once again, I have this place to myself. Surely other people must find these spots. I think it's just the time of year and midweek, so I think that makes it extra special though. Well, this is the time when Fudge and I take ourselves off for an afternoon walk. And we're going on what is a 6-mile loop, which will take us to the summit of Dunkery Hill. And Dunkery Hill is the highest peak in Exmoor. And so far it's turning out to be quite an interesting walk. We're heading through woodland at the moment, a bit sparse but still woods. And as I say, it'll take us on a complete loop. So if we find anything interesting on the way, which I'm sure we will, then we'll share that. And I'm hoping that when we get to the top we'll get some excellent views of this national park.
Hatchy hatch, where's your stick? Oh, clever boy. Wait. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Find it. Oh, clever boy. Clever boy.
Well, we made it to the top. I'm standing hopefully in a sheltered spot at the moment, just behind this big thing which was erected. I think it was something to do with the National Trust. There is a sign which I'll show you. It's not a bad climb actually. It's not too difficult. It's obviously it's uphill all the way, but it's doable. It's like an incline, a constant incline upwards. Not like the walk I did yesterday, which was actually really quite tricky, very steep. Over there, directly behind me, I can see the sea. I don't think you'll make it out on the camera because it is actually quite a hazy day today, but I promise you it is there. And that'll be Minehead, by the way. We've been descending for quite a while now, and the route down, and as I said it was a loop, the route down is longer and therefore a lot less steep, although I think there might be a steep section coming up. But you know, it's been a glorious day, as I said at the top, windy, but not really that cold, not if you're wrapped up to the right extent anyway. Thoroughly enjoying this walk. Never been to Exmoor before, so it's a new place to explore, and yeah, it's yet another different landscape, another of Britain's beauties. Well, that's it. We're almost back at the van, and what a lovely walk we've had. That's it's easy, I would say, long because it's 6 miles, but it's mostly quite easy walking, although make sure you've got the right footwear, because it's they're stony paths with loose stones, loose rocks. So, but look, there's the van. Looks like Sue's out. Don't know if Archie's mooching. I'll soon find out. I can just see feet at the other side of the van. Oh, hello, Archie. Hello. Where's your mummy? Hey, where's your mummy? Are you being a good boy? Let's go and see where she is. What are you doing?
The inside of the doors, I noticed.
Oh yeah, they are a bit mouldy, aren't they?
Have you seen the one I've done already?
No. Oh, look at that.
A lot better, isn't it?
Well done, you. Excellent.
Pink stuff.
Pink stuff. Oh, she's all excited now.
Oh, you've been having a good time, Fudgy.
Yes, she's been a good girl.
Did you have a good time?
Has he been a good boy?
Oh, we played sticks. That's
Oh, did you?
That's why he's got that. Got some video of him as well.
Excellent.
Did you have a time?
Well, as you can see, we're all reunited again. I'm definitely going in for a cup of tea. Oh, sorry. Morning, gang. Well, we're moving on today from our beautiful little park up, and Sue's managed to find us a campsite again. We need laundry facilities. We've got quite a bit of laundry to do again. There's also rugby on the telly today, so we don't want to be anywhere where we might not get a good signal to be able to watch the rugby. And well, it's nice to have some posh showers every now and again, isn't it? Good morning. So we arrived at this campsite yesterday. Didn't do any filming when we got here for 2 reasons. One, it was pouring down with rain all the time we were here, and secondly, because there was rugby on the telly and England beat Ireland. I mean, who would have thought that? I was getting ready for a very miserable afternoon, and the first half was a little bit miserable because Scotland lost. But then England, and I was expecting them to get absolutely hammered, and they won. Anyway, campsite, great, laundry. Sue's about to go off and do the laundry.
So you're never allowed to do anything without the camera
Never.
pointing at me.
Never. And you two aren't allowed to do anything without the camera pointing at you either. Hello. Oh, well, can you believe it? The rain is back. It was supposed to be dry pretty much all day today, and it's pretty much rained on and off all day long with some pretty heavy showers. It's light rain now, so Fudge and I are out and we found a loop which is about an hour's long. Starts on this lane, and hopefully soon we're going to get down to what is, it's either a disused railway or a disused canal, or both. Let's have a look. So at this point in my walk, I'm somewhere near what was called, or is called, the Fishwick Sluice, and that was built in order to take water from the River Tyne across the fields and into the canal at this point. And it was named after Fishwick House, which used to stand somewhere around here. That's now been demolished, but the name remains. Don't know if it's still effective as a sluice, designed to be a sluice still, because obviously the canal is disused. And you can see, you know, everything around me is filled with water, which probably wouldn't be this high except for the awful weather that we've been having this year. So this behind me is called the Graving Dock Lock, not Doch Loch. That would be Scottish, wouldn't it? And it's thought to be quite unique on our canal network, because originally it was built as just an ordinary lock with two kind of doors, one at each end, to level the water. But you can see that this dry dock, or dry area, that was later built so you could get longboats out of the water to do necessary maintenance. Hence the reason why it's thought to be completely unique. Wow. Another fun fact found just by walking. Now this is, I don't think I've given you the name, it was called the Stover Canal. And as I said, it was constructed by, in this something like 1790 to 1792, by somebody called James Templar. So this trail is called Templar Trail. And at the point I'm at now, you can see that the old canal is almost completely overgrown. This has got to be the old railway station, right? It's a tea garden now. Well, the tea garden is closed today. Well, it is late on a Sunday afternoon, but it closes after the 3rd of February right through to the 1st of April when it opens again. I'll tell you what, there are some very big properties around here. It's a lovely area, and oh, no public right of way, not that way then. It's a lovely area. There's even a church over there. I thought I was going to be able to get to the church, but this is somebody's private driveway, so I need to leave before I get shot. Well, I've found the path that brings us down to the church, and there's a gorgeous big tree. Oh, there's another path up there. Anyway, but there's a gorgeous big tree and a circular thing around it, kind of road, not road, but you know what I mean, a car could come around this. And it is rather special. It's a tiny little village, and it's just so peaceful. Well, it certainly is this time of year. We'll just have a wander around the outside of the church. Always good to look at, aren't they? Well, good morning. Fudge and I made it back to camp yesterday, but I thought I'd just say good morning today because the sun's out. We have woken up to the most gorgeous of mornings. So Archie and I have just been playing stick in the little dog walking area, but we're moving on today, and Sue's found us another park up. Looks like it's in the middle of woodlands, so really looking forward to that. So we'll get the morning going and we'll catch up with you at our next location. Well, good afternoon. We've come to our new spot for the night, which is, well, I don't even know where it is. I just followed the sat nav because Sue told me. But it's a park up, it's in a forest. It looks like it's going to be really quiet here. There's another car here at the moment, but I suspect that will probably go for somebody out walking a dog or something. So it looks like we'll have quite a peaceful night here. It's actually not that far from Exeter. I think it's an Exeter postcode. But anyway, Fudge and I are off for our usual afternoon walk. Can you see here? I think that's an example of what's called coppicing, and that's a traditional method which used the ability for a tree to put down lots of new stems and new potential trunks after it's been felled. And it was used a long time ago, because what would happen as these new potential trunks start to grow, then the less dominant bits could be taken down and used for making charcoal or using the wood for other things. I might be wrong on that, but that's just what it looks like to me. And I know that the National Trust are managing these woods, so it's possible that that's something that they're doing or reintroducing. And the walks through here, you can probably see, are very good, well-made trails. So if you, if you want a relatively easy-ish walk, then these woods are great for that. Fudge is being very good at the moment and following rather closely, which always happens when we're somewhere new. She's a very calm dog, but she's not overly confident, so she'll stay close, and then the longer we are at a familiar location, the further afield she's prepared to go. She's a funny girl. Now there you go. After me saying Fudge is staying very close, she has spotted her first grey squirrel, and now she's on squirrel alert. Well, I'm now sat in the car park that we were going to stay in tonight, and it's actually really big and it's really nice. But we couldn't find a flat spot. We had our lunch here, but we couldn't find a flat spot. And those of you who've got absorption fridges will understand there isn't a great deal of tolerance for being on any kind of slope or lean either way. So we've moved. There's another car park. It's only about a couple of 100 metres from here along the main road, the little lane. But it is slightly flatter. It's not completely flat, but it is slightly flatter. And I have actually on my walk seen another car park which is in that direction, which looks really flat, but I think Sue will probably be quite happy with where we are. And it's a little bit of a lean to one side, but not so that we would, not so that the fridge won't work, and that's the main thing. And I'm sure we'll cope with sleeping because we've slept on worse. And here we are, back at camp. Well, good morning everyone. Last night was a beautiful, peaceful night at this stop. The only problem is it's been very wet. It rained again overnight, and it's actually really muddy. So although it's sort of a gravelled, hard standing car park, that is very muddy. So our dogs have turned into hippos. We've had full use of Mud Daddy continuously, and we're muddy as well, so Sue's is driving Sue nuts. So we're not going to stay here for another night. We did originally think we might stay here for 2 nights, but the weather's just not suitable for this. But it is a good park up. A little bit of a slant, but nothing that we can't manage with, and the fridge has coped okay as well. So we have to call it a day for this video, otherwise it'll get too long. But we are moving on today. We're moving on somewhere we've never been to before. We've often looked at, but actually discounted it because of it being too expensive. But we've managed to get a reasonable price this time, but we'll show you that next week. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Oh, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Nearly forgot what I wanted to say then. See you next time, everyone. Bye.